going nowhere, but at least I look cute. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mello. This is Moments with Mello. I have been gone for a little while. My microphone wasn't working. It took me ages to fix it, but we are back. And the topic of today is contraception. So I did a thread on Twitter a while ago, and it seemed to help a lot of women, and I thought, you know what, let me do a video for the people that aren't on Twitter, and hopefully it can be helpful to them as well. So I'm going to be going through the different types of contraception, their pros, their cons, and how to use them. The majority of the ones I'm going through are hormonal contraceptions, but I will be mentioning a couple that aren't. You could use contraception not just to prevent pregnancy, but for other reasons like acne, if you have heavy periods or painful periods, if you have polycystic ovary syndrome, it does help with that as well. So the whole host of reasons why someone might need to go on contraception, but I will cover the pros and the cons of each as we go along. So the first one is the combined pill. So this pill has two types of hormones in them. It has estrogen and progesterone. It's taken for 21 days, and then you have a 7-day break when you don't take the pill at all. You should be having a little bit of a bleed during the 7-day break. It's not a true period. It's what's called a false period or fake period or whatever you want to call it, but it's basically your withdrawal from the hormones. It's not actually your period, but you should have a little bit of a bleed, lighter and much less painful during those 7 days. It might just last 2 days, might last 3, might last 1, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so after that you go on to your next pill pack, and you start those 21 days again. So the pros of the combined pill: it does help with acne, it usually helps with polycystic ovary syndrome symptoms. It can help with really heavy periods, can help with painful periods as well, because you don't have a true period while you're on the pill. Obviously, it's effective against pregnancy. I think it's like 99% effective, so it's really, really effective if you take it as you should. The cons of the combined pill can cause nausea and just stomach upset in general. It can cause a little bit of weight gain in some people, and well, you have to remember to take it, to be honest. So if you don't think you could, you know, pop a pill every day for 21 days, or you can't remember to do it, then the combined pill is probably not for you, because you do have to remember to take it for it to be effective. So there is also a increased risk of venous thromboembolism, which is basically blood clots in the lungs or the lower legs, with the combined pill. So if you do have a history of blood clots in your body, then you cannot take the combined pill. If you do have high blood pressure as well, you can't take the combined pill, because it has an increased risk of stroke with it as well. Okay, so those are two serious, you know, complications of the combined pill. And so talk to your doctor about your family history or your personal history, and then they'll decide what's best for you. So that's the combined pill, guys. The next one is the progesterone only pill. The progesterone only pill is taken every single day. You do not have a break in it. It's also called the mini pill because it's really, really tiny. It only has one hormone in it, which is progesterone, which is why it's called the progesterone only pill. You don't have a break, so that means you should not get a period on the progesterone only pill because you take it every day. Okay. Pros of the progesterone only pill: if you aren't able to go on the combined pill because of, you know, blood clots and stuff like that, and high blood pressure and stuff, then you can go on the progesterone only pill. You can also go on the progesterone only pill if you are breastfeeding, which you can't do on the combined pill. you don't get a period. So I mean, for some people who have really painful periods or really heavy periods, that could be, you know, great for you because you don't bleed. It also doesn't usually have the side effects of the combined pills, such as nausea and headaches. Can cause headaches, but really rare. But in terms of nausea and, you know, PMS and gaining weight and stuff like that, it doesn't usually cause that because it doesn't have estrogen in it. It can cause weight gain, but it's less likely than in the combined pill. Yeah, I think those are the pros of those are the pros of the progesterone only pill. Cons are you do have to take it at the same time every single day, guys. You have to take it at the same time. It's not like you can take it in the morning one day, in the evening the next day. It will not be effective. So you have to be very well organized to be on the progesterone only pill. Another con is it can cause irregular bleeding. I know I said that it stops your periods, but during the first couple of months it can cause you to have irregular bleeding. Not going to be super heavy, but you know, it's just annoying, you know, if you're just constantly having, you know, spotting. Okay, so it can be super annoying. Like I said, it can cause headaches, not as much as the combined pill does, but it can cause some headaches. So that's pretty much it in terms of side effects or, you know, cons for the progesterone only pill. It can be a really good type of contraception, guys, if you can, you know, move past the irregular bleeding. It can be super good, especially for people who can't, you know, use estrogen containing contraceptives. So the next one is the depot, which is also called the progesterone only injection. This injection can be taken either every 8 weeks or every 12 weeks, depending on which one you use. It's like the progesterone only pill in the sense that it only has one hormone, which is progesterone. Side effects are similar to the progesterone only pill in the sense that it can give you irregular bleeding at the beginning. It does usually stop, and then after that you don't have any bleeding whatsoever. You don't have any periods. Another con with the depot, which is quite important for anyone that's thinking of conceiving after they come off contraception, is that the depot can alter your ability to conceive for up to a year after coming off it. So if you're thinking of conceiving, you know, straight after coming off the depot or contraception or whatever, then the depot is probably not best for you because it can take a while for, you know, your menstrual cycle to go back to normal. So yeah, just think about that as well. Usually the depot is really good if you want some kind of, you know, long-term-ish contraception that you don't really need to think about, because you go to your doctors, get the injection, and then off you go for 8 to 12 weeks. You don't have to think about it, but you can't keep taking the depot for too long because it can thin your bones. So after 2 years of being on the depot injection, it's good to go to your doctor and, you know, reevaluate whether you can still be on it. Right, so yeah, so the pros are you don't have to think about it, you know, you don't usually have stuff like weight gain, PMS symptoms, don't usually have headaches, you don't usually have, you know, the GI upset, stomach upset, like nausea, vomiting and stuff with the depot as well. So those are really good pros. Cons, yeah, really just the bleeding, yeah, and you know, you can't really use it for a long time because it can thin your bones. But yeah, those are the only two I can think of that are, you know, really important to mention. The next one would be the patch. So the patch is basically estrogen and progesterone containing contraceptive, guys. So it's like the combined pill, but it's a patch instead. You have it on for a week, I think it is, yeah. I used to use it. I'm forgetting how you use it. Okay, you have it on for a week, and then after a week you change it out. You do that for 3 weeks, and then you have 7 days of no patch whatsoever, which is like the 7-day break on the combined pill, regimen. And then during that time, you should have a little bit of a bleed, which is much lighter, much less painful, and lasts for, a couple of days. It doesn't really last for that long either. So that's how you use the patch. You shouldn't put it on your breasts. You can put it, pretty much anywhere else, but do not put it on your boobs, guys, because it has estrogen, and high estrogen levels have but increased risk of breast cancer. So do not put it on your boobs, okay? Apart from that, the pros are pretty much the same as with the combined pill. Helps with acne, helps with polycystic ovary syndrome symptoms, helps with painful periods, helps with heavy periods. Yeah, super good for stuff like that. The cons are pretty much the same as well. Nausea, vomiting, can cause headaches. If you can't take the combined pill because of, high blood pressure, or you're breastfeeding, or what else? High blood pressure, breastfeeding, history of breast cancer, a history of, VTE, clots in your body, then you cannot go on the patch, guys, because the estrogen is what, you cannot be having. So you can't go on the patch if you can't go on the combined pill, okay? Other cons of the patch is it's visible, guys. Like, you can see it. It's not see-through. It's literally like, if you've seen the nicotine patches, it's literally like that. So that's a con for the patch as well. It's visible. It's not massive, but you can't see it. Okay, so the next one I'm going to be mentioning is the implant. I don't know how many of you know about the implant, but it's super, super, super popular here in Botswana. It's basically a little rod-shaped thing that they put just under your skin in your arm, whichever arm you feel is great, just under the skin in your arm, and it's usually there for about 3 years, and it secretes progesterone into your body from that little rod. To put it in you do need like a minor procedure. It's not like they put you to sleep or anything like that and you go home straight afterwards, but it is a little bit of a procedure for them to put it in your arm, okay? So it lasts for 3 years. It does the same thing as the progesterone only pill. It does the same thing as the the depot injection, but it just lasts longer. So if you want a more more longer lasting type of contraception, then the implant would be good for you if you prefer progesterone only contraceptives, or you can only have progesterone only contraceptives, but you want like a longish term one, okay? So it's same thing, same pros, same cons as the depot, but it is in an implant and it lasts longer, okay? Next one is the intrauterine system. The intrauterine system is a little T-shaped thing that it's tiny, guys, really, really small. Goes into your uterus, sits there for about 3 to 5 years, I think it is. Can last for 5 years. And it secretes progesterone only. It doesn't secrete anything but progesterone. Does the same thing as the implant, does the same thing as the depot, does the same thing as the progesterone only pill, okay? Because it secretes the same hormone. It just lasts longer, okay? So the Mirena coil is, a step up from the implant, because the implant is 3 years and Mirena coil is 5 years. The pros of the Mirena coil: put it in, don't have to think about it. Like the implant, put it in, don't have to think about it, okay? So it's really, really good for that. It can be a little bit painful. Wait, not a little bit, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Can be painful when they're putting it in, but it doesn't usually cause any other problems apart from that. Can cause irregular spotting, just like the implant, just like the depot, just like the progesterone only pill. But it usually goes away and you don't have periods after that, guys, okay? I don't really I can't think of any other cons apart from irregular bleeding for the Mirena coil. It's really, really great. The patients that I've seen with the Mirena coil love it. If you can get past the spotting at the beginning, then it's really great. Okay, you can't have the Mirena coil inserted if you have pelvic infection or if you are pregnant. Obviously, missed the boat there, but it is a contraindication basically, which means you can't have it. Okay. The next one I'm going to be talking about is the intrauterine device. So I've talked about IUS, which is the Mirena coil. This one is different. Same kind of insertion, guys. It sits in the uterus, same kind of like T-shaped coily thing, right? But it's a completely different contraceptive, guys. Okay, so the IUD is the intrauterine device. It only has copper in it. Copper and some plastic wrapped around it. Non-hormonal whatsoever. So if you're looking for something that can be long-term, something that doesn't have any hormones in it, the intrauterine device is an option for you. Okay, so it's put into the uterus and it sits there, can sit there for up to 10 years, guys. So it is a long-term contraceptive. If you want something less long-term, then don't look at the IUD because it lasts a very long time. So pros of it: non-hormonal, so all the things that you get with, you know, hormonal contraceptives, such as headache, weight gain, PMS symptoms, what else? GI upset, stomach upset, you don't usually get with the intrauterine device because it doesn't have any hormones whatsoever. Okay, so that's a pro. Another pro is it lasts a long time. You don't have to think about it for 10 years and it does what it does. It can also be used as emergency contraception. So if you can't take the morning after pill because it's been over 72 hours, then you can go for the intrauterine device because you can put it in at any time after. Not any time, not like 3-4 weeks after, but like you can put it in like 3 days after, you know, the condom broke or whatever. Okay. Cons of the intrauterine device: can be super painful when it's put in, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you, it can be super painful when it's put in. It can also make the bleeding during periods worse because you do get periods with it, and it can also make periods more painful as well. So if you already have painful periods, it's not for you, guys. Okay, it will just make it worse. You can't have it if you have any kind of pelvic infection because putting in something there while you have an infection can just worsen the situation. So those are the main cons and pros of the intrauterine device. The next ones I'm going to talk about are, I would say, non-hormonal contraceptive devices. First one is the diaphragm. Okay, so I don't know how many of you know about the diaphragm. It's not widely used just because it can be quite fiddly, but it is completely non-hormonal. It's like a little cuppy thing that you put up inside the vagina. It sits up there by the cervix. Sorry, completely covering the cervix. So it acts as basically like a barrier method. Okay, it should be used with spermicide as well. So just coat it in spermicide before you stick it up there. Can be quite fiddly, guys. A lot of people, you know, love it because it doesn't secrete any hormones. You can take it out and put it in as you want. You know, it's just one of those things that have been around for a while that people really love, which is fair enough. Cons of it: fiddly, unaesthetic. You have to make sure it covers your cervix. So if you don't know where your cervix is, you don't know how to find it, it can be like a bit much for you, which is fair enough. But yeah, so the pros are no hormones. You can take it out and put it in whenever you want. It's pretty chilled in that sense. Cons are it can be super fiddly, and you have to make sure it covers your cervix. The next one is the cervical cap. It only covers the cervix, so it literally just, encloses the cervix, but it's pretty much like the cervical cap. Sorry, pretty much like the diaphragm, in the sense that you do have to use spermicide, and it can be super fiddly, but it doesn't have any hormones, and you can use it when you want, not use it when you don't want. It's chill. Okay. Next one is obviously you have the male condom. You do also have the femidom as well. So the femidom is basically like same thing as the male condom, but for females. Put it in there. Does the same thing as the male condom in terms of it being a barrier method, non-hormonal, but can be super fiddly, and it's the same as condoms, whereas it can break. Okay, it's one of those things. For all of these things that you're inserting into your vagina, you do have a risk of increased you do have an increased risk of a UTI. Okay, I think that's pretty much it, guys. I can't think of anything else. I'll put the link to my thread below. If you'd rather read through everything, then again or whatever, then watch the video again, which is fair enough. I'll put it down below. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm so sorry I've been away for so long. I miss y'all. Sorry. I did miss you guys, but I'm back, and I'm going to be doing as many videos as I can in a short space of time. Okay, if you have any questions, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. I will put my handles below in the description box. Hit me up, let me know what's going on, and if you need any advice or you have any questions for the different types of contraceptives, or you don't know which one to go with, just hit me up. Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Guys, please share this video because it can help someone else who's wondering what to do in terms of contraceptives. It can help someone else, so please share this video, like it, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and holla. Love you guys. Bye.